Hey, welcome back to the channel. We got another lithium golf cart battery review for you today. This is the Enjoybot 48 volt, 100 amp hour lithium golf cart battery. This one's a little different than the other ones you've seen us review on this channel, as in the fact that it did not come with the charger or the battery monitor. Those are add-ons when you're going to look for the price, but by the time you add them on, you're close in price to some of the other kits. So keep that in mind. If you're interested in those, check those out below. Another way this one's different, this one's only 100 amp max, where some of the other ones are 150 or 200 or 250 like you've seen. This one's 100 amp max, but you also have 500 amp for 3 to 5 seconds. So we'll give you that initial surge if you're trying to get up a hill or something. But if you're carrying weight and you got a longer hill, you might want something with a little more amps continuous. So keep that in mind if you're shopping around for these. This one is going to have the grade A prismatic cells too. So let me open this up, show you. Actually, before I show this, I'll show you the charger and the display, because I already have those out of the box. This is your charger right here. It says Enjoybot on it. This is an onboard charger, so it is waterproof. Got a little guard on the fan. This one's a little smaller of a unit than the ones we used in the other ones. So what is this one? This one's a 10 amp. This one's one of the, like I said, it's smaller. It has the Anderson type of plug like you would have on a winch or something. And you have two ways of hooking this up. You can hook it directly to the battery with the clamps, or to the lugs with the ring eyelets. That's what we're going to use. And then also your display. Try to keep it in the box, get you guys closer up here and shortly. It comes with the nice square display. We like these size displays. They're pretty nice. And also has the shunt that you're going to hook up. We'll show you how to do that, how to hook up your shunt so you can get this to read. Losing my books. And it comes up with all the cables you're going to need. There's 6 meters of cable here. There's a lot of cable. And then also some screws to mount it. So that'll be an easy hookup on that one. So let's get this stuff moved to the side, and then we'll get this big battery out of the box and show you what it looks like. It looks similar to one of the other batteries we reviewed on this channel. Maybe you guys can, those of you guys who watch the channel will know which one it is. So let's open this box up. There you go. We have this one out of the box. This one was way easier than the other one we did. This one only weighs 81.57 pounds. So, I mean, one person can easily lift this one up. I mean, it's some weight, but you could easily lift this up. Like I mentioned, it does have the grade A prismatic cells in it, and with the 100 amp hour max discharge. This one, when you see the listing, when you're looking at it, it doesn't show a lot of the safety ones as some of the other ones. All it lists is low temp cutoff and BMS protection. Is all information I could find on the website. So I'm not sure if it has low voltage, or high voltage shut off, or low temp shut off, or high temp shut off. It doesn't mention any of that. As you can see, this one is in the ABS plastic housing. And I mean, it's a nice little compact package. I kind of like these. If you're first starting out and you're looking for, this is probably the size you're going to want, unless you got where you're going long range, then you'll want to go up with the bigger amp hour. But this one's pretty good. The case feels all right. The top is a little curved in a little bit, so it feels a little, I don't know, a little thin compared to some of the other ones, but I mean, it looks like it's doing pretty good. There is no shut off on this. That's why you're using the shunt. There's no hookups for your monitor or everything like any other batteries. You got your 2 lug spots here on top. Keep that in mind when you have clearance issues. You're going to want those lugs dumped, cleared. So this has an IP65 rated waterproof and vibration proof. So, I mean, they all seem to have about at least that. And it also has a Bluetooth connection. You can download the app and monitor the battery that way as well. We'll show you how to do that later in the video. It has a 10-year warranty, which is different than the other ones. The other ones only have a 5-year warranty. This one actually has a 10-year warranty with lifetime service. So, I mean, that's saying something. If they're standing behind it for that long, you probably can trust it. And this ain't the only size they have. They have other sizes. They got batteries that range from 12 volt all the way up to 72 volts. So you should check them out. Check out your battery needs on there. The price of the battery, just as it seems at the time of this filming of this video, is $1,025 for just this battery. If you want with the charger, it's $1,240, but they're running deals all the time. If I get you guys a coupon code, I'll leave that down below next to the link so you guys can get a discount on that. And like I mentioned, not many protections. It has the nice carrying handles here to help you get it in. Some of them have them on top. These are the rope type, which is fine for this weight of battery. And we're going to get this put into our golf cart. What we have today is a 97 Club Car DS. We're going to be converting that to lithium. This is the first time it's going to have lithium. So we got to do the OBC bypass, all that stuff on that cart. We're not going to show you how to do it in this video because we did it in another video. If you want to know how to convert your cart, click that link down below. It'll show you completely from start to finish how to put in a lithium battery converted over and everything for a Club Car DS. I'm sure it's kind of similar to like a Precedent or a Easy Go. They're basically the same. You're just bypassing that computer. So the computer just tells the charger when to stop charging the batteries. We're going to bypass that because we have the smart chargers now, which will tell this battery what to do. So with that being said, we're going to get over here, get this thing ready to set up into the cart. We're going to do a lot off camera. Like I said, we're getting it ready for the lithium conversion. We're going to be taking the old batteries out, getting rid of some of those cables, cleaning up the area. If there's any bad cables, now's the time to replace them. Hopefully our old bracket we made for our other cart will fit this. That'd be great. We're going to set this in that and get that mounted in here. Then we'll show you how to hook everything up, especially like when it comes to this shunt and stuff, because that has to hook to the negative side and everything's got to go through that. So let's get this hooked up and we'll be ready to go. All right, guys, several hours later, we converted this cart, got it cleaned up, got our battery. On this 97, the battery has to go this way inside the cart. On our 2007, we could set it the other way, which is pretty cool. But we got on here, we got on a nice wooden base strapped down. Everything's hooked up. Now on this battery, when you get to gauge, it goes through a shunt. So I'll show you that down here. Here's your shunt. How these hook up is your negative on this part here, which is the B negative, goes to the negative on your battery, and that's all that goes on that post. B negative goes to your battery, and that's it. Your top one, everything else that goes negative will go to this, which is your P negative. Everything else goes off of this one. Whatever you're doing, your charger, your inverter, or your converter, your lights, whatever you're running off of here. So that's pretty easy to hook up. And then you got your power wire, your little red power wire, which goes to the positive on your battery. And then this plugs in here. It comes with the kit, and that will go to the back of the gauge that we have in the dash. So that brings us to our gauge. We have our gauge set right here. So it's reading 0 right now because we have to calibrate it, but we have to get the battery fully charged first. So once we get the battery fully charged, we'll calibrate this, and then we can do our range test. So we're going to charge this overnight, get this fully up, calibrate this. We'll show you guys how to calibrate it, and then we're going to do our range test, see how far we can get on a charge on this battery, and then go from there. But this fit in here pretty nice, and it looks really good. So it's a pretty easy setup if you're already converted. If you are converting and you need to bypass stuff, that's the hard part, but it wasn't really that bad. We got our charger mounted over here. We just made a board for this area. Our charger's mounted on board. We have our converter over here, and then on the front, we put the NOCO port on here. So all we have to do is plug this in, and that goes right to our charger. And then you can see that hooks to your battery and your shunt. So you could charge your battery right from here. So once we get done with this, we're going to plug this in for the night, get her fully charged, calibrate our display, and do a nice range test on this. So stay tuned for that. We're going to take it down the trail. I'm not going to go like complete till it runs out. I mean, I'm going to go that way and then try to come back till it runs out. I don't want to get too far from the vehicle, but that's what we're going to do next. So here we go. All right, guys, before we get it out on this range test, we're going to calibrate our display to the battery. We kind of already did it, but we're going to walk you guys through it. Once you got your display in here, everything's set up, and you have your battery in, you're either going to charge your battery to 100%, which is probably what most of us are going to do. You're going to hook it up to the charger, wait till it turns green, it's 100%. And then for this, to calibrate it, ours already says 100, but yours probably won't say 100. You're going to press the up arrow once, then press it again and hold it for like 3 seconds, and that would make that go to 100 on yours. Since we're already there, it's not going to show you that. But I'm going to show you on the negative. Like if the battery was completely dead and we wanted to calibrate it, we're just going to press the down once, then press down and hold 3 seconds, and it turns to 0. That's if your battery was completely dead. But for most of us, we're going to be at 100% charge. So we're going to press the up arrow once, then we're going to press and hold, and that brings us to 100. So now our display is calibrated to the battery. We're at 100% charge, 100% on the display. And with our testing, we know we can get down to 0 before this shuts off. So it's accurate, especially going through that shunt. So it's a good setup right there. So now that we got this all set up and calibrated, we're going to get ready to do our range test. We know what we can get because we've done some, but for the video, we're going to do like our normal loop, then do a little bit of math, and we can tell you what the average is going to be. It might be different from you, the terrain, what you're doing, smooth, flat, all that good stuff, but it'll be close within relatively the same. So with that being said, let's get this thing ready to go, and we'll do our normal loop. All right, guys, before we get out on our range test, what we're going to do is download the Enjoybot battery monitor app. That way we can monitor more parameters of our battery, check each individual cell, things like that. So first thing you're going to do when you're in the Play Store, which we're on Android, so we're in the Play Store here, but the same is going to be for Apple. You're just going to search the same thing. We're just going to go to search. Up here, we're going to put Enjoybot battery. Just type it in up there and get past the sponsor stuff. It's going to be this one right here. It says BAT BMS. It's that. You can see it right here. It'll say BAT is the little logo. So just click that. This is one you're going to want. You're going to click install. Of course, it wants us to add stuff, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to skip all the adding payment. Now it's going to download. And once this downloads, we can go in and find the battery, because this should find it because it's Bluetooth. And then we can find our battery. So let's go to open. We're going to open this up. Once you open it, you got to allow these permissions so it can connect to the battery. So just click allow. We already named ours Mike's Cart. You can see it right here, but you're going to find yours. It'll have the number off the battery, or you'll see it. Just click it. Click connect. And right here, it'll take a second. It will connect and give you, we know our battery's at 100% because we're getting ready to do a range test. And you could check everything from here. You can see your total volts, your current that it's using, all the voltage high, voltage low. It'll show you all of that from here. So you can get into temperatures. You can look at your temperatures of in Fahrenheit and centigrade for the battery and the BMS. So that's good stuff to know. And also single voltage information for each individual cell here. You can see how they're almost all lined up. They're only off by small amounts, but they're very well balanced. And then controls from here, you can do auto balance, heating state. This battery doesn't have a heating state, but if it did, you could just click that and it'll heat the battery for you. Your charge switch is on, your discharge switch is on. You want those on. You don't need to change those. Then you can change your parameters here if you want to change any of, you can do the basic information. This is where we name the cart. You can name the cart anything you want, but right there's the name for it. The serial number. This will give you the BMS version, anything, and it'll look for updates and all that, but that's all the information on the cart. You get the parameters right here for everything. What's on, what's off, what everything is. If you need to mess with any of that, you can play with that a little bit too. Then you got your temperature settings here. You can change where you might want the shutoffs and everything to be. Do all that right from there. And your capacity voltage is all going to show up here as well. So you can know at 100% your 3350 millivolts. Then it goes down a little bit here at 10%. But we know from our previous test, we can go right to 0 before the cart shuts off. So that makes it easier for us doing a range test. We don't have to actually run out the whole time. But that's everything you need to know on here. We'll look at this throughout on our trip to make sure everything's looking good. But with that being said, now that you know how to set that up, now you can go out and do your range test. Okay, guys, we got everything set up. You seen we did the app. We did calibration of the screen. Everything's installed. We're ready to go. We got our GPS here, which will tell us our mileage and trip and all that set up. It's blinking for you guys, but it's not blinking. It's going to give us our range. We're going to try to use up like 25% of this battery because it takes a while. And then us knowing that it goes to 0 before it shuts off, we could just do some math and we'll know what our average mileage is. It will vary for you guys depending on your terrain. We're going to be on mostly paved, so it'll be a little smoother. But if you're doing a little off-road or not paved, it's going to use a little more battery if you have more hills, things like that. But this will give us an average of what we get based on what we do on this path here. So with that being said, let's hop in the cart, head down the road and do our normal loop for our test, see what we get.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust.
All right, guys, we have made it to our first stop. We're only about 4 miles in, but we so far have used 10% of this battery, which I mean isn't terrible. I believe this cart too. It feels like maybe the brake is catching a little, but it's doing pretty good. We were what were we? We were getting 19 miles an hour flat out. We've been flat out pretty much the whole time, and at 19 miles an hour, which most people aren't going to do 19 miles an hour the whole time, I want to think, but 4 miles so far. We're this far in, so we'll see. We're on continue on with our trip. All right, guys, we are still on our trip. We decided to take an intermission halfway through, getting some lunch. I'm kind of hungry, so I got 3 of you. No, I'm just kidding. This is for all of us, but it's fun. Stop. We're going to continue on after we're done eating lunch, so let's get on with it. All right, we have made it back from our loop. Little stop in between for lunch. We got just over 8 miles, and we used 20% of the battery. So knowing that we go to 0 before we shut off, you can say we're going to get about 40 miles, give or take, like I said, depending on your driving conditions and the terrain and stuff like that. And most of that was flat out at, this cart does 19. So flat out at 19 miles an hour for pretty much that whole time. So it did pretty good. So I think 40 miles is pretty good on one of these lithium batteries. But like I told you before, these lithium batteries, like that, it's a game changer for these carts. I mean, you don't have to worry about servicing the batteries. You get double the life. The warranty's great. You get more range. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. So if you guys are interested in one of these Enjoybot batteries, and like I said, you can get the charger, the waterproof onboard charger, as well as the display with the shunt. All that can come in a kit. You can get all that right on their website. We'll leave a link to it down below if you guys are interested. They have other batteries too if you're interested in those. They got bigger amp hours and stuff like that. But for this particular one, we'll leave the link, and you could pick what you want from all that stuff. If you guys haven't done so already, please take a minute to hit that subscribe button. You never know what we're going to put out. Our channel is a little bit of everything. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Try something new.
Whenever your heart is broken, don't ever forget you're golden.